Hey guys, I'm Mike and this is Theresia.
Hi.
She's in the studio today to be performing some vocals for this course. And I'm gonna be taking you guys through how I record them, how I assist the vocalist in the studio, and basically setting up the microphone and also the plugin chain that I use, showing you a little bit about that. Basic stuff for vocal recordings. So let's dive into it. This microphone that I'm using is a Neumann TLM 103. I really like this microphone. It's generally bright and it fits a lot of different vocal ranges. So I find it a perfect fit even for female vocalists and male vocalists. So this is the one I'm using all the time. I'm also using a Samson S-Amp. It's a headphone amplifier to be able to use multiple inputs if you are in a writing session, recording session with vocalists. So you can have multiple headphones connected to the same recording. I usually just start with adjusting the height. You can come closer a little bit. So the top of the microphone here, I'm trying to adjust that to be in the same level as her mouth. And then what I generally like to do is to have the distance from the vocalist and the microphone, like I use a fist here and a fist here. You can come a little bit closer there, yeah. So this is like the standard distance that I use for general recordings. Sometimes when we have like a vocal that needs to be a little bit more laid back, kind of almost like whispering, I tend to move the vocalist a little bit closer just to get a little bit more warmness and details into that kind of singing. So in this chapter, I'm gonna be explaining the vocal recording process and how I comp the recorded vocal takes. As you can see here, I have already recorded multiple takes on about 10 different, maybe more, channels for each individual section of the vocal. We've got the verse 1, verse 2, the pre-chorus, chorus, and also some doubles or dubs, as some people call them, for the chorus. We got a B-chorus, which is a bit of an extended section of the main chorus, and also some ad-libs. So that's the whole recording. Basically what I've done for each section is to record multiple takes that are stacked upon each other, as you can see here. If I zoom in a little bit, you can see that there are some small diagonal lines, which indicates that there are multiple audios stacked on top of each other. I can also drag this one out, and you can see there are multiple takes on top of each other. But the ones I drag out here is solo, same here. And then when I drag it back, you can see the diagonal lines. I'd like to talk about a few things that I do to set up a good headphone condition, a good headphone sound condition, I would say, for the vocalist before we get to the actual recording action. And to do that, we're gonna set up a plugin chain on the audio channel we are gonna use for the recording. So we can take a look at the recording chain. Let me first say that if you take a note that these plugins are inserted on the monitored audio channel where the recording of the vocals will be printed to the DAW. Now, a mistake that probably most of us do in the beginning is to insert these kind of plugins on the input channel, where you can see my voice is coming in here. That's the Cubist input channel. You only want to be recording the raw signal from the microphone. And by inserting the plugins on the monitored audio channel, this channel, it's the same as here, yeah. So these plugins will then only affect the monitored channel, with other words, the signal of the vocal that is audible in the headphones. So that's what you want to do. I use a standard Cubase frequency EQ. And then I'm using the Cubase Vintage Compressor. This is a bit more characterful compressor, which is a bit similar to the 1176 emulation compressors out there. You can listen here.
There's no way out, never-ending curse, eternal curse.
So the general gain reduction is about -3, -4. Of course, there will be peaks where it will compress a little bit more, but that's fine. So after this, I want a De-Esser. So I'm using the Cubase stock plugin De-Esser. Here I can adjust the frequency span where I want the De-Esser to work. So I'm setting this between 3,900 Hertz approximately, all the way up to 20,000 Hertz. After this, I'd like to throw in one more EQ. And the reason for that is that in case any of the previously inserted plugins are generating any additional low-end harmonics or noise or something like that, I could just low-cut that away. And I'm doing that with a 48 dB slope here. And that's pretty much it for the plugin chain. Do keep in mind that these settings are very relative depending on many things like the input level coming from your microphone and preamp. So these settings might just not be the perfect fit for your recording, but at least it gives you a sense of how I set up my recording chain. The most vocalists also like a bit of reverb feeding into their headphones. So to do that, we are basically just setting up an FX channel, and I actually already did that. But what I do is like right-click, add track, and then I go for FX, and then I chose. Let me pull up the mixer. I chose a Cubase stock reverb plugin called Revelation. And Revelation is an algorithmic reverb, and it does the job good for tracking vocals. So for this one, I've chosen a default preset called Plate Reverb. And then in the mixer, I've added a frequency EQ again. After, you can see there, after the reverb. And that is basically so I can control the reverb frequency additionally. The way we set it up now, you can just adjust this gain slider on the FX channel to find the certain amount of reverb that the vocalist wants. So if we are down by like -10 here, maybe that should be...
There's no way out.
Yeah, that sounds a bit right. But yeah, some vocalist wants more reverb, while other just wants a little, a tiny bit, you know. So it's really very, very different from whoever you are working with. Now the last thing before you start record, you want to make sure also that you have a generally lower buffer size. I usually want to go with 64. Basically because I want to avoid as much latency as possible. So you want to go with as low samples as possible. So with these settings, we started recording the vocal part by part, meaning that we didn't record the entire vocal structure at once. First, we started off with verse 1, and then when we felt satisfied and had enough amount of takes we were happy with, then we moved on with the next part, like verse 2, then pre-chorus, chorus, ad-libs, etc. So that's how we did it. So now let's jump back to the stage when all the vocals are recorded. Now you can see that all the recorded takes are stacked upon each other, as I showed you earlier. There is a lane function where you can overview all these stack takes, and you find those by clicking this little lane button here, show lanes. When you have recorded all your takes for the entire song, it is time to start comping the vocal with this lane function. Now we right-click and we select the comp tool, which is the one with the little hand there. And then you can play back all these takes by just skipping through the different takes. Now what I usually do is that I want to split these takes into different sections so that I can pick the best take for each recorded phrase. So to split all these takes, you want to hold down your Alt key, or if you're on Mac, I believe it's the Option key. So you want to hold down the Alt key, so you get this little scissor tool. I just want to go to quantize here so I can be a little bit more precise. So I want to be doing, I want to cut like here in the middle of the first phrase. We can actually do the cutting up here, so you can see exactly where I cut it. So I cut it here. I'll cut it here. I think I want to cut it here, here, and here. For now, I can skip through different phrases. Like, let's say,
There's no way out. There's no way out. Never-ending curse, eternal curse.
So this is kind of how you start comping your vocal. So now I'm gonna try and find the right combination of sections to come up with this vocal comp. What I will be looking out for are takes that has the right feel, the right pronunciations, timbre and tone. And not necessarily the ones that has the best pitch, because pitching is something that you can do fairly easy in Cubase, but fixing the general feel of a vocal performance or a vocal phrase is something that you can't really do, you know? So, yeah, finding the ones that has the best feel, pronunciation, timbre, and tone, that's what I look for. So let's have a listen on the full one.
There's no way out. There's no way out. Never-ending curse, eternal curse.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna go through the remaining parts of verse 1, the pre-chorus, the chorus, and the ad-libs. Do it the same way. And then I'm gonna get back to you in a bit and I'll show you what I've done. So stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. It took me a little time to comp all this together, but as you can see now, I have comped verse 1, verse 2, the pre-chorus, and the chorus lead. And then we also have the doubles for the chorus. And the doubles is actually sung in one octave higher from the lead. So that will make it more powerful combined with the lead. So it will be like...
Running in circles till I faint with pain.
And then if I remove the lead...
Circles.
Like that. So that will give the chorus a little bit of a bigger feel. And then also the B chorus, which I talked about earlier, the extension of the chorus, and then some ad-libs here marked in green. So I usually tend to color everything so I know what is what, and I don't need to go here, you know, and read all the time. And I just know that red is always verse for me, blue is pre-chorus, yellow is chorus. But yeah, that's how I do it. Next thing we are gonna do is to create a new track. Audio, and we choose mono, because everything is recorded in mono, so we stay in that way. Vocals are always recorded in mono. But then we choose the stereo out because we want the we want this channel, of course, as all the others, to go to the master of the mixer. So I'll name this lead comp. And put it up here. And now what we want to do is to copy all these comps, all the parts that I've comped, like the verses, the pre-chorus, and the chorus leads. I want all of them here on the new channel. And the reason for this is that we are when we copy it, we want to be able to remove all the unused phrases in the lanes here. You see those grayed out ones. So we want to remove those. So basically what I do is that I copy all the leads. So we start with copying the verse here, up here. We copy the pre-chorus over here too. And then we want the lead, the low one that was sung in for the chorus. And then also verse 2. And then we also want the lead for the B chorus. And the reason why I'm not copying over this one, the second chorus and the second pre-chorus up here, is because these are the same. These are just copied out. It's all the same. So when we actually have comped it and got the unused takes removed, like all these gray ones, we can just copy over that in a later stage. So right now I want to mark all of these, head over to the audio menu, and then we are going to go to advanced here and click delete overlaps. Now you can see there is no diagonal lines here any longer, which indicates that there are no underlying phrases and takes. So if we show the lanes here, there is only one here, right? Nothing else. Okay, so now that we've got the lead comp copied up here, we want to do the same thing for doubles, these ones, for the chorus and also the B chorus. And notice that there are two different channels for the chorus and the B chorus here. And I've named them head tone L, which stands for left, and head tone right. The reason I wanna have two different channels for the doubles is because later on I want to mix these doubles on separate channels so that I can pan them left and right. But that's something that we are gonna go through when we're actually start mixing the vocal. But yeah, I want those separately. So it will be the same for these, for the B chorus and the chorus. So what we want to do now then is to copy just the same way as we did before. Copy to the left channel. And then the right channel. That's the chorus doubles. And then the B chorus doubles. I'll copy that up to the left channel. And same here, the right one. Sorry, I think I need to zoom in a bit. There we go. There. Yeah. And then for the ad-libs, I'll just copy these out here. And this one as well. There we go. So same thing again. Same thing here. Mark all of these. Head to audio menu, advanced, delete overlaps. Same process again. Advanced, delete overlaps. And also for the ad-libs, same thing again. There. So now we have all of these old ones where we still have the underlaying takes. We still got those. I can mute those for now. The comping is now complete, and we are ready to move forward into the next stage, which is editing. So in the next chapter, we are going to go through the editing stages, and there I'll be talking about how to edit, sync, and pitch the vocal comp. And when we have done doing that, we have a full vocal arrangement. So I'm looking forward to see you in the next chapter.
Thanks everybody for watching, commenting, and indeed liking. We really do appreciate all the support we get here on our Sonic Academy YouTube channel. So if you found this video super useful, please, we'd love you to hit the subscribe button. We update the YouTube channel every week with new content. And if you want to watch some more relevant content, just click on the videos beside me.